in case you didn't know, Christmas is coming. About 2.5 weeks, if you can believe it. Where did this year go? I got no idea. Somewhere back that away.
Can't stop the signal now.
Yeah, it's like that, ain't it? You know, you're just doing your thing day in, day out throughout the year, and then the holidays sneak up on you. In my favorite time of the year. Great way to end the year, if you ask me. It just sneaks up on you. All of a sudden, boom, you're in the thick of it, in the middle of it, you know. And just, for me, at least, I don't know about you. For me, it's a reminder about all of the things that, well, are worthwhile. You know, it's a reminder that life really is good. It truly is, in spite of the shenanigans and the just insanity, the galaxy at large, and all that good stuff. Well, crazy stuff, maybe not so good. Life is still good, you know. Thanksgiving has passed recently, and I'm still grateful to be here. I'm grateful for another day. What can I say? Every day should be Thanksgiving, if you ask me. But hey, now we got Christmas coming up. Favorite holiday of the year. Just a fantastic year. Love that spirit of Christmas, whatnot. And I know it's not my imagination. People really do seem to lighten up. You know, they seem to just kind of have that goodwill towards man, towards our fellow man and everything. To varying degrees, but by and large, it's true. It is, at least in my humble experience. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy Christmas so much, you know. Since we're on the topic, well, a lot of these other channels out there, and I'm sure you watch some of them, plenty of them, because it's the vast majority of the channels I've been a part of, watched, been part of the communities, whatever the case may be. And they all just throw in with the darkest sides of life, you know? And I've been doing this for 3.5 years, guys. I know I say it a lot, but it's the truth. And I say it for reasons. I've been doing this for a long time now. And these other channels, they dive headfirst in the gutter. They flaunt their degeneracy like a badge of honor. Yeah, when I started this channel, I just wanted to focus on having fun. Focus on tapping into my geek side 100%. You know, just having a good time, entertaining people. It's become very apparent that I ain't got a choice. I've got to take a little bit different angle here, you know? Slightly different trajectory to what I was originally planning on. Still having fun, having a good time, but here's the caveats. These other channels, like I said, they dive headfirst into degeneracy. They dive headfirst in the gutter. And they flaunt it and they celebrate it. And one by one, I stopped following them, I stopped watching them. And it's proven something to me, Commander Rebel Squadron. These guys can flaunt their degeneracy. And I'm talking about channels that go so far as openly express their allegiance to Satan, to Baphomet. It's a little like demons and whatnot. I can't make this stuff up, guys. This isn't something I ever planned on talking when I started this channel. Here we are, talking about it because it needs to be talked about. It has to be said at this point because it's the degeneracy is all over the place. It's across the board. And nobody's talking about it. So I got to talk about it because I'm the only one that's got the backbone to do it. Also, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the degeneracy. I'm tired of the in-your-face, just straight up demon worship, which is completely insane. It's not something I ever could have fathomed as a child, as a young geekling. My geek circle were upstanding guys. They, at least not publicly, they didn't engage in the degeneracy of pop culture, you know? They were good, clean, geeky kids. So there's the weirdo purpose of taking over, the degenerates have taken over. And that includes these demon worshippers. Now these guys are running these huge channels and whatnot. What's his name? Oh, I forget his name. Stephen Hughes, something like that. Emotional damage, that guy. He had one video where, and he, you know, this is a video. He edited it. He easily could have taken it out. He did not have to put it in there. It did not have to be there. He chose to put it in there. Somebody posted something on his Reddit thing about these statues that were done of Lucifer, aka Satan, aka the devil. And he sits there and says, Lucifer, you're looking pretty good. Just openly flaunting and acknowledging his allegiance to Satan. And he has a good sized channel. Last I looked, over 1 million followers. He has some good content. Some of the stuff is pretty funny. You know, the whole emotional damage catch line, I've heard people use it in real life. But he sold his soul. Why am I talking about it on a Geek channel? Because it has to be talked about, guys. It's not the fun thing to talk about. I understand that. It's time for Geekdom to wake up and to grow up. Why? Because that's what it means to be a geek. My geek circle, we were far more mature than our peers and our compatriots in school and whatnot. We were more mature. We were more willing, way more eager to dive into some pretty heavy stuff. Thought exercise and whatnot, like what if this, what if that, questioning life, reality, used through science fiction, fantasy, movies, books, comics, video games, you name it. We were part philosophers. And now, modern pop culture, by extension, modern geekdom. Geekdom and pop culture, two different things. Geekdom is part of pop culture, but pop culture stands alone. What's pop stand for? Popular. Popular, meaning society, is popular with society, pop culture. Geekdom is a smaller set of that, smaller subset of pop culture. Geeks are not normal people, guys. We're not like everybody else. And this conversation is part of that statement there. See, again, these guys like Steven Hugh, all these other guys. I hate to break to you, Mr. Beast was one of them. He himself flashed the hand symbol of Baphomet in his very first live stream. At the very end, he did it so fast, though. I just happened to pause it at the moment that he did it, and it was right there in my face. Most people probably never even had a clue. But it's there for anybody to see if you want to find it. His behavior and the behavior of his buddies. Carl was like flashing this knife around, willy-nilly. He was out of care in the world. He very nearly gutted Nolan as he swung it across. Nolan had to physically jump back. That was weird enough. That was crazy enough. But it got weirder. Because as soon as that happened, Nolan was looking at Carl like, dude, he's just looking at him. Doesn't say a word, just looking at him like, dude, he almost just killed me. Other than that, no reaction from anybody. Mr. Beast, Carl, the camera guy, whoever else was on set, not a word. Nobody says a word. Like, hey, Carl, maybe you should stop doing that. Maybe you should stop waving that knife around like a psychopath. This dude, Carl, was way too comfortable waving a knife around. It was a big one. It was big old kitchen knives. Way too comfortable waving the knife around willy-nilly without a care in the world. Coming this close to gutting with somebody that's supposed to be his good friend. And now blinking twice. Raises some questions, very serious questions, very disturbing questions. That's why we're having this conversation. So many of these channels, so many of your favorite YouTubes have just sold their souls, slid into the gutter. Doing weird, perverted, degenerate stuff. For the sake of fame and fortune. And it's working for them. Millions of subscribers, who knows how much money they're bringing in. It just boggles the mind. So that leads me to my original point that I was bringing up. These other channels can, well, relish, revel in their degeneracy. I'm going to revel in the true heart of geekdom. They didn't ask permission to take over geekdom and pervert it and just turn it into a cesspool of degeneracy. I don't have to ask permission to take it back. I don't have to ask permission to restore the heart of geekdom. I don't have to ask permission to be a true geek on my own channel. Because that's just how it works, guys. Anybody that's got a problem with that, I don't care. It doesn't matter. They can have the biggest problem in the world. Geek card revoked. The gates of Geekdom have been slammed shut on their faces. And there's nothing they can do to open it up except to repent of their degeneracy and embrace what it truly means to be a geek. If they do that, those gates will come back open for them. But they're not going to do that. Why? Because they're not true geeks. They never were. So while channels like Stephen Hugh and Mr. Beast are publicly declaring their allegiance to Satan, to Baphomet, whatever the case may be, well, Christmas is coming up. I love Christmas. What is Christmas about? The true reason for the season? It's not actually about, giving presents. It's not about mistletoe. It's not about Yule logs. If anybody does Yule logs anymore, I got no idea. It's not about, the fruitcake. Fruitcake, right? So the ancient earth confection, whatever that they used to, everybody seemed to love to hate, or at least make fun of. Never had it myself, so I got no idea what the big deal is about it, but apparently it was a thing back in the day. It's, your era, your day, your era, and all that good stuff. And that's about, it's in the name, Christ Mass. Yeah, you guessed it, it's about the birth of Christ. Funny that. Hey, it's a great thing to celebrate. It really is. So when they openly declare their allegiance to Satan, to Baphomet, to whatever demons they very foolishly worship, I declare my allegiance to Jesus Christ. Why? Well, because everybody's declaring allegiance to someone or something. So you know what? I practice what I preach. No more middle ground. Declare my allegiance to Jesus Christ. I've had enough. In general, I try to just mind my lane. And why not? Do my thing. These other guys do their thing, whatever. Until they cross the line. And invariably everybody crosses a line, whatever that line is. I got several hedges around me in my channel, my life. Somebody's always testing it. So they're always end up crossing some sort of line. It never fails. So here we are. And these channels have crossed several lines over the last 3.5 years. It's time to stop trying to stay in my lane, and it's time to just put it all out there. I'm going hardcore with it. This is the mission, to restore the heart of geekdom. The way it used to be, the way it should be, the way it can be, once again, better than ever. I hate to break it, there's so many people out there, so many weirdo, pervert, degenerate normies out there pretending to be geeks. They're drowning in degenerate pop culture that have no idea what being a geek really truly means. Being the foundation of geekdom is Christ-like values. If you don't believe me, go back to the golden age of comic books. Do some serious research. Modern comics is nothing like what it used to be. There's the golden age, and the silver age, and the modern age. Now we got the full-blown degenerate age, which started in the modern age. I mean, it was a steady erosion over time, from gold to silver to modern to degenerate, full-blown degeneracy. And it got more and more visible as time went on, more and more in your face. It's time to bring back a new golden age of pop culture and geekdom. Pop culture is for anybody. That's why it's called popular culture, pop culture. But being a geek is something special. Geekdom is for a very specific demographic within the pop culture community. I'm starting to wonder if there's anybody else left out there. I've been, for the longest time, I really believe my audience was out there. All I had to do is be patient, keep grinding away, do my thing until I finally found them. I'm honestly starting to think at this point that my audience that would have existed when I was a young geekling no longer exists in your modern era. I'm honestly starting to believe that. And if that truly is the case, I mean, it's just a shame. It really is. Because you guys get no idea what you're missing out on. You got no idea what true geekdom is. You got no idea what true pop culture geeky fun really is. I feel sorry for you. People, since I was young, geekling normies, especially the weirdo pervert degenerates, always look down their nose at me and my buddies, having absolutely no idea what we were really, truly all about. Man, believe you me, some of them found out the hard way. It's absolutely amazing we reached this moment. That's what I love about being a geek. It's not all doom and gloom. Part of being a geek is hope. Hope for the future. Hope for humanity. And that spark of hope begins with Jesus Christ, guys. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you little secular degenerates. If you don't believe me, well, let me let you in on a little secret here. God Almighty is the ultimate geek. If you don't believe me, you need to step outside and you need to look around. The world is full of his handiwork, of his just absolutely indescribable creativity and originality, which is what beats in the heart of a true geek. Creativity, originality, Christ-like values. That's what it means to be a geek, guys. Might not be a popular thing to say, but it is the geek thing to say. Why? Because that's what it means to be a geek. To go against the grain, to go against what's considered normal, even when it's just the most violent, disgusting thing you could never imagine. It's just the stuff that so many people seem to think is normal nowadays. It absolutely blows my mind, because it never would have flown when I was a kid. Never would have been accepted. Never would have been tolerated. Here we are. 2023, and it's just like, what parallel universe did I get punted into? And when did it happen? Well, fortunately, that spark of hope burns bright. Can be fixed. It can be changed. We can change the course of geekdom and, by extension, pop culture. It's going to take a group effort. It's going to take a come to Jesus moment for the vast majority of you. Literally. There's far too many of you are wallowing in the gutter, and you don't even realize it. So when you look down at me, you don't realize you're looking up at me. Because I'm the one that climbed out of the gutter. I was there. I was in danger of just falling headfirst in the gutter. I was on the same path. By the grace of God, there goes I. By the grace of God, I recognized it for what it was and climbed out of the gutter before I got too far deep into it. The vast majority of it have just been in that downward slide into the gutter, without any arrest to your momentum, your speed, your velocity. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be that velocity breaker. Stop your momentum. Wake you up. So you can finally start climbing back out of the gutter. It's a process, guys. Trust me, I've been there. It can't be done. If I didn't believe in you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't even be having this conversation. I would just shut my mouth and jump into the game and start playing. I love being a geek. I love what it means to be a geek. I love my fellow geeks. I don't want to keep watching them wallow in the gutter. There's a better way, guys. Get the Rebel Squadron, I guarantee. Jimmy Cricket. Yeah, so Merry Christmas to you. Early. It's early. That's fine with me. Works for me. Love Christmas. It's the birth of Christ. One of the greatest events that ever happened in human history. It means everything. It really does. Cheers, recruit, and bottoms up. I'm just so busy flapping my arms up. There we go, that's better.
Can't stop the signal now.